Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kagekaze, and you're looking at Marvel Heroes, the free-to-play action RPG in the vein of Diablo and Diablo 2. As a matter of fact, this game is being created by Gazillion Entertainment, whose president is David Brevik, one of the co-creators of Diablo and Diablo 2. So you have the brainchild here of a very influential man who helped basically define this genre as we know it. And so we'll be taking a look at it. The beautiful news here is that the Marvel Heroes closed beta is now opening 24/7. They're operating 24/7 capacity, which is great for me because what they were doing before is they were doing very localized testing. They were opening it up for very specific segments of time, and unfortunately those segments of time were just not meshing with the times I had available to me. So now that the game is available, I'll be able to get some content out and show you guys how the game is progressing. The game is by no means done. It is coming out very soon, within the month. As a matter of fact, I do believe that release date will be June 4th. So keep in mind that things will change. As a matter of fact, if you saw my last video regarding this game, I mentioned something about not having over-the-top powers or something really flashy for the characters to make them feel truly heroic. And this patch has introduced superpowers that you actually will let you do that. I believe they're called ultimate powers or something like that. You have to get to level 30 to try them, so I'm hoping we'll be able to do that and take a look at them. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and start off the game. These are your starting 5 heroes. You have Daredevil, you have Storm, you have Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, and you have Thing. So as you can see, they're giving you a little bit of each of the different types of characters. You've kind of got the bruiser, tanking kind of character, although Thing, I've heard, is a little more of a utility character who helps buff allies rather than takes the massive amounts of damage. You've got the wizard type in Scarlet Witch, of course, the range character in Hawkeye. We've got yet another mage here in Storm, and an agile character in Daredevil. I always kind of liked X-Men back in the day, so I'm going to go ahead and pick Storm, but I'm not going to go ahead and play as her because this patch also introduced another character, and that's Cable from X-Men fame. So I'll be going as him to take a look at him since he's just been introduced. Now, unfortunately, as part of this patch too, we've just found out that the Human Torch will not be included in the game at release. It will be coming out later. For those of us that purchased the Ultimate Pack, he will be included in that pack. So once he does release, we'll be given him automatically. And of course, once he's added, other people will have a chance to unlock him. So of course, we pick our character. It gives us the chance to change our mind if we want to. We're not going to. We're going to go ahead and head right in.
A storm is gathering.
All right, so you start the game and you get plopped right into Avenger's Tower. And this is where you'll start gathering your quests. So we'll go ahead and take a quick look at Storm and her initial powers. So you've got the basic lightning bolt. It is considered a basic power, of course, which pretty much means you're not going to be spending spirit on it. You can see it does 23 to 55 damage. It has a 1.8 attack speed, and it seems to include 2.5% of its damage per point into other basic powers. So it lets you know right away that this power, as you upgrade it, is going to augment other basic powers. So as long as you see that basic power moniker there, you will be buffing it. So I'll kind of show it off here. That's quite nice. A lightning bolt coming down from the sky. You can see that Storm is going to be quite the powerful character. The other ability she gets is a Buffeting Zephyr. You call a gust of wind that knocks enemies back. It deflects projectiles in front of you as well. Does 22 to 33, 2 attacks per second. It costs 18 spirit, and it's 25% of the damage of Sudden Tornado. So Sudden Tornado, we'll go ahead and take a look here into the powers. It's probably another one here. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Okay, it's the one that is directly related to the Buffering Zephyr. So this is something I like here that's very nice, is that the power screen now shows you all 3 of the skill trees at once instead of having to go through tabs. This is something that really it makes more sense because then you can see all your powers at a glance and you know where you've put all your points. It makes it a lot easier. Here at the bottom is what I was talking about, the ultimate powers, the superpowers, and you can see she gets Goddess of Weather. You unleash a mighty thunderstorm that rains hail and lightning down on your enemies while granting you and nearby allies improved movement speed and energy projection and spirit regeneration. Quite nice. Unfortunately, I can't see what the cooldowns on that. I've heard that these are quite lengthy, going up to half an hour in length. I'm not sure I care for that. I like the idea that they get these superpowered abilities, but I was thinking something more along the lines of, say, Diablo 3, where you might have to wait 3 minutes. maybe at most. Honestly, 3 minutes in an action RPG is a long time to wait. You know, if you're moving around a lot. Now, I understand that these are going to be big clutch powers that you're probably only going to use against maybe the strongest of the strong, but and again, if we're talking gameplay mechanics versus what you might expect out of the comic book, I'd rather side with gameplay mechanics where I'm not sitting there waiting forever, because then I might never use the ability. Like, I might be saving it the entire time, and then maybe I decide I'll never need it. I don't know. We'll see. There's plenty of room for balancing. The game isn't going to come out yet. It's got some time for them to fix that. So we're going to go ahead and go into the shop. And I'm going to take a look at some of the new costumes here they've added. We can see Black Panther now has some armored variant and a tribal variant. They've added a few new costumes. Let's take a look if we can find some of them. Here's Cable. We're actually going to buy him and give him a shot. You can see he has Cyborg costume, Classic X-Force, and his original costume. Wow, look at that. Look at the way that goes over his shoulders. That is ridiculous. I love the way some of these costumes kind of showcase the way some of the old characters were just really awkwardly designed. But if you really like that, you can certainly go into them. Oh, I like this. Daredevil armor costume. That's very new. Secret Wars costume. That's cool looking. I like those. So what else? Just going to take a look real fast through some of these costumes that were added, and we'll move on to the gameplay. Wow, tons of Iron Man costumes. I think they've added more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11 costumes now. I think they've added 1 or 2. Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 5, Mark 6. Ooh, the Mark 1, the original. Nice. Marvel Now. Star Boost costume. Ooh, I like that one. That's pretty cool looking. Excellent. I gotta say, that's one thing that is definitely getting me to look forward to this, is just some of these costume choices you can get. So hopefully the idea will be that even though gear does not show up on your character, that these costumes will be enough to make it so that you're going to have enough... Ooh, that's cool looking. That you're going to have enough costume variety that people will be different on your screen. Now, it's an early game, you're probably going to see a lot of people looking the same, but as the game progresses, the hope is that these costumes will be different. And I like the big time costume. That is cool. I don't know if I like the red or the green better. Hoo-hoo, Spidey. Alright, anything else? Let's take a look. We got Thing, we've got Thor. I believe there was a new Wolverine. Yes, the leather fang costume. Cool. Alright, let's go ahead and buy Cable. We're going to use him and try him out, as he is the new boy on the block, and see how he plays. So we'll go ahead and go here buy now. You can see he's pretty cheap, just at 900. Actually, it looks like they've reduced a few prices. Some of them are still expensive. 2,000 for Iron Man. So they're definitely picking up on the characters that are going to be more popular and making them more expensive. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and confirm the purchase of Cable. Gives us a little bit of history here of the character. We'll just go ahead and get past that, and we're going to go into our Hero tab and select him right away.
Good thing I stocked up on ammunition.
Oh, that's cool. This is a new feature. It's the first time you've played this hero. Would you like to restart the story? If you select yes, any current mission progress will be lost. So now when you pick a new hero, it actually gives you that option. Instead of having to go up and talk to Manifold on your own, you can just go up here and say, yes, cool. Now the story is reset. Granted, the story is brand new already, but I just wanted to go ahead and do that to be safe. So, Cable starts off with a basic power. It is a fighting power. That is a very good designation to make, because we can see here that fighting is one of your primary stats. So that lets you know exactly what stat is going to augment my abilities. It's 15 to 23 energy damage, 3 attacks per second, rather impressive. Gives synergies to Blistering Bolt and Energy Pulse, giving 2.5% of its damage to those two abilities. I'm glad that they've upgraded these tooltips, by the way. Previously, they didn't show that. The synergies would show up kind of in the power tree here. It would say, I can't really even show it here because you need to have the little plus to see it. But when you would go into one of these abilities, it would say, hey, this gets so much damage from whatever ability. Let's go ahead and take a look at Searing Shot. That's amazing. Really cool. Alright, Psychic Haze. telepathically assault the minds of nearby enemies. Just trying that again. Slowing and knocking them down. Mental damage is 84 over 5 seconds. It's a 30% slow to attack and movement speed. It's a 5-second duration. You can only do it once a second. That's perfectly fine. 15 spirit cost, and it gives damage per point to psychic traps. So let's just kind of go ahead and... That's pretty cool. Just kind of take a look at our guy here. Alright, and looking at our powers, there is one other thing we get, and this is Veteran Warrior. It is a fighting power, so it looks like this will be getting bonuses from my abilities as well. Mastery of the battlefield tactics increases your chance of scoring a critical hit, so I get a 2% increase critical strike chance. Ooh, what's my ultimate? Body Slider Bomb. Calls in a future version of yourself with a dimensional bomb that explodes to stun and teleport nearby enemies. I'll be looking forward to getting that. Alright, let's go ahead and start off and get our quest.
I have upgraded my customer service software package.
Forces of Hydra are attacking the Raft, a maximum security prison for supervillains. Several inmates have already escaped custody, including Rhino and Electro. Vision will fly you to the Raft in one of the Quinjets. Once you're there, talk to S.H.I.E.L.D. agents to learn more details about the situation. Alright, so we have to talk to Vision to go to the Raft, and here he is right there.
We are fortunate that I have unlimited patience.
Let's go.
Heads up, people. This is Nick Fury, Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've called you here because we have a bit of a situation. As we speak, the supervillain prison known as the Raft is under attack by agents of Hydra. Several prisoners have already escaped their cells. Level 7 threats. Like Green Goblin, Sabretooth, Living Laser, Dr. Octopus. Some have even escaped the island. S.H.I.E.L.D. has agents on site, but we need your help. Get to the Raft and do what you can. Good luck.
So that's definitely something I like about this game, is the way they do the motion comics. They're not going for the all-out 3D spectacle thing. They want to keep it true to the source material, so you'll see the drawings and things like that done with a little bit of motion to make it a bit more interesting. So here we are on the Raft. Let's take Cable through here. This first waypoint obtained. Not much like any action RPG. If I hold down Shift, I will auto-attack. So we're going to go through here, and what I'll do is I'll use my assault to slow him down before I hit him. There we go. Very nice. You can see he is not doing a lot of damage at first, but because of his high attack speed, he's able to compensate for the lower damage of his pulse rifle. So we can see here that the combination of skills is pretty important for a character like Cable. The enemies are going to try and close the gap, so I want to make sure that I keep them slowed before they get to me. And because it has a decent duration, I don't have to spam it and waste all my spirit. Look, helps if I click on the enemy, though, doesn't it? So I do love this 3D field here. Being able to see things happening below you as well as possibly above you. Oh, looks like we found some basic pistols. What is that? That is a weapon for Deadpool. Basic. Time for an upgrade. I love Deadpool, by the way. Absolutely love him. His commentary is fantastic. Alright, so what can we pick? Can we pick up... Yeah, you can pick up a basic item. Oh, apparently uses telepathy to do that. And then, of course, I can throw it. Go ahead and hit a couple of these guys, shoot them with our rifle. Oh, looks like I've got a starting weapon for me, so plus 6 damage. Some of us weren't born with lasers in our eyes. Oh dear. So we're definitely going to run into some very basic itemization here. I mean, this is just the intro stage. Some of the green level items, though, will start to be fairly impressive even from the beginning, so I'm looking forward to that. Uh-oh. What'd you do? Oh, nice. So I like that this Psychic Haze also does damage over time to my target when I hit him. Just kind of see there, he's taking damage from it as I run away. Oops, some experience orbs. Grab those before they go down so I can get maximum experience. This is one of those things that's quite nice about this game. Now, what we can see here, this was new to this patch. Let's go ahead and talk about this real quick. This game has implemented Rested XP. If you're familiar with World of Warcraft, you know Rested XP. As you stop playing, you will get this pool of experience where you're actually gaining additional... I don't know what the ratio is on this, if it's double or if it's just 50% additional experience from when you're rested. So what it does is it kind of helps those people that don't have like all the time in the world to play, to kind of stay relevant and not to get passed up completely. It does mean that people who have time to play will still have a benefit, but the gap won't be super large. Let's go ahead and grab this chair. Unfortunately, they are out of range for me to really do anything about it. Let's just shoot them from a good distance here. Gameplay at this point is fairly simplistic, but it is, again, tutorial level. I'm not expecting anything grandiose. Alright, security system restored. Agent Coulson lives! He never takes a day off. Ever. Oh, hello there, sir. You were right behind me and I completely didn't see you because I was looking forward. Oh, stun attack, huh? Nice. I suppose it goes a reason, right? It looks like I only have one good eye, so obviously I would miss him, right? Why am I getting Deadpool weapons? Deadpool, are you trying to tell me something? You want me to buy you and play you, don't you? He doesn't have to ask. I already want to pick up Deadpool. I really love him. I love the fact that Deadpool has a pirate costume that has completely separate voices and animations. It's hilarious. See, to me it seems like what they're doing with that, and it's a great idea, is it's something similar that Smite's doing right now, is Smite, you can buy costumes to improve your looks, of course, but some of the costumes are considered premium costumes. You can't get the costumes with the in-game currency called favor. The premium ones can only be purchased through the real money transactions of gyms. But the premium ones typically have additional animations and voice acting done to them. And it's absolutely hilarious, some of them. I'm just... Pirate Sobek comes to mind, which is what I'm thinking of course, with Pirate Deadpool. I think that's something really cool that they can do. If they add a bunch of premium costumes that are going to be a bit more expensive, but they're going to be very unique in the fact they might have special voice work or animations, that's pretty cool. Keep the core abilities the same, like don't give them... Uh-oh. Yeah, you're going back to that cell living laser. Uh-oh. Avoid the ability. Hit him with the damage over time. Avoid that teleport. Whoop. Careful. Ah, he still hit me with all of that. I should have gone in the other direction. So starting to take a little bit of damage here. You can see that my health is down to under half. It's telling me I can, of course, press H to use a health potion. Oh. Okay, cool. He had bugged out there for a second, apparently. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and hit H, use that. We can see that the health potions for this level are pretty strong. I went back up to 3/4 health. Whoops, missed him with that ability. And there we go, living laser's down. I got a blue bodysuit. And it looks like I got a medal. So every major enemy that you fight is going to give you a medal now, and they recently changed the colors. These used to be gold, they're now silver. Apparently there's medallions now that are gold. Unfortunately, I never got to in-game to tell you what those really are. So with Living Laser Dead, we get 8 spirit and a 3% chance to fire a laser burst when I hit with a basic power. So I'm already hitting with a laser, I might hit with an additional laser. I like that idea. Go ahead and equip it. It will bind it to the hero. Are you sure? Yes. I got some heavy armor with +2 defense. We'll put that on now. Oh, we got the blue one, so let's do that. This is +21 spirit, and I get Concussion Blast at rank 1. Let's go ahead and put that on. That's great. So I'll have to go into powers now. Did I level? Yeah, I'm level 2. So I can go up here to powers, and I have 2 points available to me. I was given Concussion Blast at rank 1. Normally I couldn't purchase it. As you can see, there's no plus here. It requires, does it say here? Yeah, rank 4, or level 4. So I don't have it yet. I can't learn it yet, but I have it because of the item I picked up. So that's pretty cool. So at this point I can upgrade anything that I want. So we can see here that powers go up decently. So here we get 2.8%. Now I mentioned before when I talked about the skill tree that I was afraid of it falling into the same traps of Diablo 2 where you're just going to start bumping certain things you want, putting points into things you really don't care about. From what I've heard of people that have reached the end game, talent points as you put them in will become less important. The game actually does reward you for putting points into multiple skills. And then you can use more points beyond that to boost the things that you're using more often. So in the beginning, like right here, I'm going from 2 to 2.8, right? And so it might continue on that 2.87 progression for a couple levels. Then it's going to go down to maybe 2.7 and then down to 2.6, 2.3. So what'll happen is, or sorry, 0.7, 0.3. What'll happen is as I put more points into it, those points are going to be less and less meaningful. So I'm going to want to probably put points into other things at earlier levels so that I don't gimp myself. And that was the problem that Diablo 2 had, is that you typically gimped yourself at early levels in order to make a end-game build work. Now thankfully this game has two things going for it that Diablo 2 at the time didn't. Diablo 2 has rectified some of these things. Is that you get very frequent respecs in this game. The respec potions, or the Retcon Devices they're called, are not terribly uncommon. They've, from what I understand, they drop fairly frequently. So you've got those, they will let you reset your powers, and then of course you can buy them at any time if you don't find them. So if you really don't like what you've done with your build, you can do that. So let's see what we've got. We can get a new power. This is Eye for Weakness. Telepathically pinpoint nearby enemy weaknesses, making them vulnerable to attacks. So let's go ahead and pick that up here. It makes them 50% vulnerable to extra damage. It has a 0.8 attack speed, so it's very slow. It does have some spirit cost, so we'll grab that. I can't grab this yet. So where would I like to put my other point? Where? Well, I'm kind of thinking of my basic attack, because that would definitely be quite nice. This includes synergy from Psychic Trap. What is Psychic Trap? Let's see. Okay, that's apparently his final ability. Not too worried about that. What else do I have here? I have critical chance. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's go ahead and get a passive. I'm going to hit confirm. Now, I will state that the ultimate supposedly doesn't level through these skill points. This, I believe, is upgraded through finding tokens. So your ultimate will start at a certain level, and you have to find items to get it to go further, which is kind of cool. So, alright, let's go ahead and put on my two new abilities. We've got the Eye for Weakness to make them more vulnerable to damage, and we've got this Concussion Blast, which is a fighting power. Fire an energy surge from your rifle that explodes when it hits the target. It stuns nearby enemies. It does 45 to 99. It stuns for 1.2 seconds. It fires once per second and 20 spirit cost. So it gives me a stun. This one gives me damage over time and slow. So I've got a few options on what I want to do. Probably save those two abilities that I just picked up for maybe tougher enemies. Let's just go ahead and take a look at, here's the weakness. Oh, that's kind of cool. It looks more threatening than it really is, though. Unfortunately, it looks like it takes a moment for it to actually hit and do the effect. And it's like, if I hit it here, it makes me hold still for a little bit, and then it takes a moment for the power to actually work. So I'm not sure I like that. Hopefully I can reduce the power up time on that. Or maybe what I can do is do that to stun and then give them a weakness. That's a possibility. That is something I'm still concerned about in this game, is whether or not skills will synergize well with each other. Yeah, I'm thinking that this ability, the Eye for Weakness, might be something that I only use for large groups. It's quite possible. How long does that duration last here? It doesn't say how long it lasts. It's definitely slow. 0.8, not even usable in a second. You can see it definitely makes you vulnerable while using it.
Pick your targets and take them down.
Well, even if it is a little bit slow, I have plenty of other abilities that I can use. Cable's not too bad. He's a decent ranged character. Seems like he's going to be a ranged utility since he has already a slow and an exposed weakness kind of ability. So I can help my teammates do more damage. I can help manipulate the enemy, keep them steady if need be. Okay, let's put everything in lockdown. Let's move out of the way. I like that I've got two fairly decent AoE abilities right now. One's a slow, one's a stun. So that's going to make me have some really nice kiting potential here, allow me to deal with things. And there goes Venom right there. Symbiote active. Oh, I'm looking forward to fighting him. Even more so, I'm looking forward to getting the black symbiote suit Spider-Man. Oh, nice. Let's go ahead and get that additional slow and damage. That was beautiful.
Pick your targets and take them down.
Let's see how long... Well, no, this guy's probably gonna... Yeah, let's just kill him. Alright.
Kill here.
Got a report that Venom was sighted leading the raft. Well, really, I think we saw that. Through a ventilation shaft. There's only one inmate on the loose inside the prison. That's Norman Osborn, Green Goblin. We have him isolated at the end of the hallway. Unfortunately, some idiot left Goblin's equipment stored near his cell. Of course they did. Why wouldn't they? He won't be easy to take down. Don't have the manpower to handle this. Looks like S.H.I.E.L.D. needs to ask you one more favor. Let's do it. Cable versus Green Goblin. I think we can take him. Seriously. Green Goblin's taken out by a bunch of sticky webs. I can take him out with laser rifles. Come on, Greenie. Damn straight it's time to play. Let's expose your weakness. Looks like the debuff duration on the exposed weakness or Eye for Weakness is only about 4 seconds. Alright, Goblin's gone into the air, so I gotta be careful of his bombing runs. Ooh. I think that did hit. Took a bit of damage there. Alright, got him with a little bit of damage there. Just kind of keep moving here to avoid taking unnecessary damage. Slow his attack speed. Hit him as we go. I am taking quite a bit of damage though. I'm at 128 out of 420. Just going to keep moving to avoid the bombing runs. Let's go ahead and use the health back.
Pick your targets and take them down.
Oh! Gas grenade, gas grenade. Eat stun, Greenie. Yeah, you're not so tough. Whoa! Okay, that hurt just a little. Just a little. No need to be angry. So I find it interesting that they give you some really slow abilities for support, and yet give you a really fast attack speed on your main. Let's go ahead and use a health potion again. They've made him a little tougher from what I remember last time I fought him. He was not much of a threat before. Now he's actually doing a decent job. But he is still, of course, the very first boss, so not too much of an issue there. Able to take him out. Got a blue laser rifle already. And a medal. So what does he give me? He gives me 5% chance to create a poison cloud on the target when you deal damage. Oh, that is new. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. That I don't remember that happening before, so that's kind of nice. I don't think I will be needing the laser power, and I don't need the spirit, so I might go ahead and use that to get a poison cloud when I deal damage. That's pretty cool, and since I'm a ranged character, that'll let me do the range damage quite nicely. Ooh, some more defense, +4. And a quick shot rifle of Psychic Haze gives me 5% attack speed and +1 to current rank of Psychic Haze, which is, of course, this ability here. So I'll go ahead and right-click that. Oops, that was the wrong one. Let's go ahead and equip that, yes. And then, of course, this is Defense and Spirit, which we don't need because the one I have already has... Well, you know what? No, I'm going to keep the one I have. I was going to say, this actually has more defense and more spirit, but the Concussion Blast at rank 1 is very nice. I like that ability the most so far out of everything I have, so I want to keep that. Alright, let's get off this godforsaken raft. Alright, Maria Hill to head up our operations at Avengers Tower. I want you to help out. You can meet him there when you arrive. Meet her there, whatever. Vision can fly to the tower, right? So let's do this. Vision! Whoa! Yeah, he just appeared out of nowhere. It's beautiful. Visibility is one of his powers, isn't it? I don't recall. I'm not up on my comic book lore. I'll perfectly admit that. I kind of knew 90s X-Men from the cartoon show, and I watched the heck out of that. That was a beautiful thing. Always liked the Marvel universes. Shame I just never got to follow them too much. You know, required a little bit of coin to be able to collect the comic books.
The Raft assault was a spectacular success, if I do say so myself. Thanks to Hydra, there will be bedlam in the streets of New York.
And the list.
Yes, the entire list. But I can't help but wonder, Dr. Octopus, MODOK, Wizard, what does Dr. Doom gain from their freedom?
And with this, we end our transaction.
This is it?
This technology exploits a flaw in Tony Stark's security system.
Well then, hail Hydra.
Be gone.
There we have it. That is the end of the very first mission. Let's go ahead and
Respect the rank, hero.
see you again. It's a special reward for your efforts. Please accept this token as our gratitude. So, cool. I'm hoping this stays in. So apparently from doing that, they give you one of the starting characters that you didn't pick. So in this case, I got Hawkeye, so I'll just go ahead and hit OK. Alright, some of the supervillains from the Raft have been sighted in Hell's Kitchen, a crime-ridden neighborhood in Manhattan. Send Agent Coulson to oversee operations there. When you get there, check in with him to see how you can help. One of the agents can fly you to Hell's Kitchen when you're ready to go. Before you head out, might want to talk to Ben Urich. As a local reporter, he has more familiarity with the part of the city than she does. Alright. That is cool. I like that. So they have given me a Hawkeye token for completing the Raft. So out of my starting roster, since I picked Storm, I can now right-click that. Great, I get Hawkeye. That's pretty cool. So they actually make it so that... Let's close that and reopen it. There he is. They actually make it so that you can get some of these starting characters even if you... so that if you wanted to have more. So you're not stuck to just having one for a while. Right away you're going to get another one. That's nice. I like to see that. With these free-to-play models, a lot of companies tend to want to try and get you for as much money as they can possibly get out of you. And in this, it looks like they're trying to be very consumer-friendly, at least from the start, of saying, you know what, here, have another hero right away. You know, you done good. You done good, kid. Here, have some more. So that is pretty cool. I also like this. It seems to be new to me. I'm not sure if they did this before, but when I click on a new character in my roster, automatically it shows me the items they can and cannot use. And if you look, if I choose Storm or Hawkeye, the medal that I put on Cable before is bound to him, so it puts a little red lock around it. Let's kind of take a look at Deadpool real quick. If I click on him, okay, I don't own him, so we can't see that the pistols will highlight. That's pretty cool. I'll go ahead and cancel the transformation and show off it. Apparently vendors have new icons showing what they are now. That's cool. And I'll just go ahead and show off a little bit of the vending system, since I kind of hurried through that on the last video I did. And we can see that you are rank 1. I've got wristbands here for Storm, since that's who I started with. I can go ahead and refresh, and you can see it gives me items for Cable. It does take a little bit of the refresh menu, or refresh bar, which will regain itself over time. He is only rank 1. If I want to get him up to rank 2, I can take this item and go over here to donate. You can see it gives him a bit of experience. I can do this with white items, and you can see it goes up a little bit, but a decent amount for a white item. And it even tells you here chances improves the chance of the vendor offering you rare, blue, or epic purple level items. So giving him higher ranks gives you a chance of getting better and better loot as you progress through the game. And the same thing can be happening with the crafting vendor, which we have down over here. I went over him a bit, but I think we're going to go ahead and end this one here. The only other thing to show off at this point, since I took a little bit of damage, you do have these characters here with the hearts. Used to be a plus sign, like a medic plus sign, now it's a heart. Go ahead and talk to them, you get healed up, and that's great. Oh yes, this is new. Let's talk about that real quick. Stash, upgraded. You used to have one giant stash that looked like it could get filled up pretty quickly, especially if you had a lot of costumes. Now you have stash tabs. You have General 1, 2, 3, you have crafting materials. So you can see that it will automatically put items in there based on what they are. So you can unlock a crafting materials only slot, and as you can see here, that takes 300G, as opposed to a general slot which takes 600. So for half the cost of a regular stash, you can get yourself a crafting stash so that you don't have to take all of your inventory space through crafting items. And the problem with crafting items is they don't really stack. So one of these might be worth it. So you're looking at already having a decent amount of general stash. They're going to try and get money out of you for getting more stash tabs. That's perfectly understandable. That is where a lot of these free-to-play games really go with that. Path of Exile does the very same thing. Honestly, it's looking like the only things you're going to pay for this game are going to be some minor boosts and, of course, costumes and characters. You're not really going to be buying power. You're not going to be buying gear from the looks of it. Of course, I will look more closely to the shop as we go along. Yeah, there's some new items too, so I really have to look at this more in depth before I can make a fully informed decision. Because one thing they've also added here, just kind of show this off, they've added pets. You can now have non-combat pets. I believe they're non-combat. Look at this Iron Buddy. You get a little Iron Man kind of following you around. I'm going to have to try some of these and see exactly what they do. Looks like, lastly, the other thing you'll be using items for, or your money for, real money for, are these cosmic keys that allow you to do restricted daily missions. Basically, this is the in-game content. This patch introduces in-game content, and of course, I never got to in-game content before, and so I'd have to get all the way there now with this game, because it's all there now. So you've got pets, you've got in-game content, you've got some keys now, so you'll be basically buying time, is what it's looking like. And of course the pets, and I believe the pets are non-combat. I'll have to try some things out, test them out, give a more informed opinion when I've gone through more of this. Overall, I kind of like how they're doing this. There's still some things about the combat that don't quite have me hooked yet, but there's still so much potential for this game, and it feels like their free-to-play model is going in the right direction to be very consumer-friendly. So just last but not least, since I was interrupted myself before I talked about this, you will have slots here for character-specific gear. And as you can see, these are 400, so they're a little more expensive than a crafting pane, but still less expensive than a general pane. And part of this is for holding costumes. And what they're going to do for anyone that is considering buying the Ultimate Pack, the $200 pack, please be advised that you will be given all of the character slots in the stash as part of that package, from what I'm hearing on the forums. So because you're going to be getting a ton of costumes, every costume in the game is going to be given to you, that's going to take up so much inventory slots that they're just going to go ahead and give you every single one of these character-specific tabs, and they'll put more than likely they'll put all the costumes in there, so you can pick the costumes out that you want. And that's pretty cool. Really, I do like where they're going with this so far. I want to see what else they can do. I mean, the fact that they added the superpowers just tells me that they're out there and they're listening and they're wanting to do this stuff that people want to see. So, hey, give the game a shot if you want, if you're remotely interested. Again, the game is available at marvelheroes.com. It is still currently in closed beta. There is no way to guarantee a way into closed beta. Unfortunately, you'll have to wait until the game releases. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will continue on, and I'll see you next time.